Hey, welcome Monty Van Dyk from Easy Agent Real Estate here at AREC 2018, coming to you live with a couple of tips, 3 tips to take away from AREC this year. And what I wanted to talk about, look, if you see behind me, we've got thousands of guys here at the moment, all coming down enthusiastic, looking for a bit of self-improvement, looking for a few tips that they can implement in their business immediately to get the edge on what they're doing. They're looking for guidance from some of the top trainers and coaches to see what the latest is in the industry and how that's going to affect their business and how they can do their business better. So we've got thousands of people here looking for a lot of information about how they can improve themselves personally and improve their businesses. It's a massive event. It's probably the premier real estate convention here in Australia. So AREC 2018. Now, my first tip for a lot of the agents is that I think we need to be mindful of all of the content. Now, we're here for a number of days. We're getting a lot of information saturation, and that's typical at these events because you got speakers and coaches and trainers up on stage talking to everyone about how to do things, how to make things better, how to run their businesses better, how to improve themselves. There is so much information. So my tip for any agent coming to a convention like this is that you need to keep your filter on, and you need to be able to see what's relevant with the content that's being spoken to off stage, and see the relevance to your business, see if it's applicable to the way, and see how applicable it is to the way you operate, see how relevant it is obviously to your clients as well. So keep your filter in place, and because the biggest problem we have is that you'll end up with, you go to a number of these conventions and seminars, and I think it's typical. I mean, we've got some of the absolute amazing leaders in the industry talking to us and sharing their experience and sharing their knowledge. And if you're anything like me, I just sit there and I just love it. I'm lapping it up, and I'm taking notes and I'm writing it down, and I'm trying to video it, and I'm trying to do everything, and we're just loving it and trying to say, yeah, I want to implement this in my business. I want to make sure that all of this expertise that I'm being shown and taught from the stage, I want to make sure that I've got that happening in my life. And unfortunately, I'm not quite the skilled agent that some of these guys are, but we're getting there, and we're trying and we're learning. But you do get to this point where you find a little bit of information overload, and when I say a little bit, I actually mean a lot. Now, it gets to the point where so many agents, there's so much information overload that they actually get there, and then they effectively stop, they pause because they're confused. There's that much, so many, they get told 10, 12, 15 different ways of how to, communicate with a seller, how to get that listing, how to lock it down. And instead of just going there and implementing a basic process that's effective and works for them, what they end up doing is they're trying to filter through the most clever way, or something that one of the gurus have just told them off stage, and they actually don't do anything. They stop, they pause, they're confused, they don't know what to do. And that's the worst thing that can possibly happen in your business. So what we're trying to say is keep your filter on, listen and learn. Learn everything that these guys are teaching you. Take it, absorb it, soak it in. And somewhere in your business life, in your business career, you're going to fall back on that, and you're going to find it relevant, and then you'll implement it then. But until then, just stick to what works. You know what works. You want to keep refining what works. You know your farm area. You know your clients. You know your stock, your property style, and obviously, yes, you've got runs on the board. You know what works for you. Stick with that. But keep refining it, and that's the key. Keep refining, and then slowly implement new strategies that you feel yes. That's always a problem when doing Facebook coming in. What's the odds of that? But yeah, look, this stuff happens, so apologies for that. Now, that's my little message. That's my first takeout from AREC this year. That's tip number 1. I'll have another 2 for you in the next couple of days. So 1 tip a day. That's keep your filter on. Have the ability to listen and take in, but take it all with a bit of a grain of salt. You know what works for you already. Stick to that. Keep refining what you're doing. And the other side of it is don't dismiss it. Everything that you get told here off stage is absolute gold. There's a lot of information here, gold nuggets that you can take home, and you can benefit from that some way. I mean, you can implement that in your business, no problem at all. But maybe not straight away. Don't go home and completely do a complete radical overhaul. Hey, yes, if you're not getting the results that you desire currently, and you do want to do things better, for sure, go home, do a complete autopsy on the way you operate, and start afresh, for sure. But if you're successful already and you're getting runs on the board, don't confuse everything. Don't confuse your vendor, don't confuse yourself, don't confuse your buyers. Just stick with what you're doing and keep refining. And that's the key to overall success in the long term, yeah? So good luck with that. Enjoy your time at AREC. I'll see you back here tomorrow for my tip number 2. My name's Monty Van Dyk from Easy Agent Real Estate. Look forward to having you tomorrow. See ya.